What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our second podcast here on Beantown Takes. My name is Jesse Almeida, and as you can tell, I am a Boston sports fanatic. I'm back here with Mike.
What's going on, guys?
And we got a lot of news to cover from the last week.
The last 12 hours, really.
And the last 12 hours. We are recording this on Monday. We're a little late this week because I'm a college student. He works. I work as well.
Yep.
So we're recording this a little late. So we're going to include all the madness that happened today in the NFL and including the Patriots, as I should say. You wanted to kick off with the Patriots, so let's just get right into this.
Right into the Patriots? Okay. I feel like
Is that what you wanted to start off with?
No, I was going to start off with the Bruins take.
Okay, then let's start off with the Bruins take then.
Yeah, opening takes right now. I'm going to start off with the Bruins because the Patriots, we're going to dive into that, but right now the Bruins are just looking awful.
Terrible.
Awful. They're losing to bad teams. They're getting beat up by bad teams, and they're getting beat up by good teams. It seems like right now there's nothing. They're flat. They're stale. They just can't score goals. They can't do anything.
No.
Like, they go from losing to the Rangers, who is one of the worst teams in the league in their division.
They got blown out 4-0.
Yeah, and then they're losing to they can't beat the Devils.
Unbelievable.
They can't right now. They're losing to the Penguins. It's like, what are we doing? What's going on? Like, what the hell are the Bruins doing?
And that loss to the Islanders, too, in the shootout game, too. Like, can we have a stable goalie? Like, the last few games, I feel like. I mean, you could argue that the Devils game and that Islanders game, the goalies gave you a chance to win. But that Rangers game, and right now as we're speaking, it's 4-1 Pittsburgh over the Bruins. My God, can we have some help at the goaltender spot? Please. Please.
I told you. Rask and Halak just can't do it, and anybody would be better. I think you can find a high school varsity goalie that could stop pucks better than them.
Unbelievable.
It's disgusting. It is disgusting.
It's just insane. I mean, can we have a little bit of defense and a little bit of goaltending? Like, that has been the weakness the last week or so.
Yeah. Yeah, that is my opening take, is that it is getting harder and harder to watch that team.
All right, so my opening take. Believe it or not, I'm not starting off with the Red Sox this week.
No?
No, I am not. I'm starting off with Bill Belichick. Even though this guy's face right here looks like, well, crap, I just lost the greatest quarterback of all time because I would not pay to have a team around him. I think he learned his lesson last year. I really think after what happened last year, he's going out, he's getting the players that he needs, he's finally paying for these players, and he's getting his quarterback weapons. However, that quarterback next year, as I said last week, is going to be Cam Newton.
Yep. You know what? I yield to whatever madness or power that you have to see the future. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, genie crystal ball lamp that you rubbed and saw into that you could predict that it was Cam Newton. I really thought that Bill and Josh would have been over them, especially Kraft. After hearing about how bad they were, I just hope that, maybe that they would move on from him.
No way.
But I guess not.
I told you, I've never seen Bill Belichick whiz at a guy like Cam Newton before. Those are my exact words from last week. If you guys want to go back to podcast 1, you can replay it. Those are my exact words. And your mind exploded from my prediction.
It was so bad. So bad. And all right, maybe now that he has someone to pass to.
Let's see what he got.
Yeah.
Now let's see what he has.
There's no excuses.
If he goes below 500 this year, he sucks and blows.
Wait, which one? Bill or Cam Newton?
Both. Both of them do. Bill can go, Cam can go, they all can go. If they go below 500 or miss the playoffs this year.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I really hope that just maybe Stidham can beat out Cam Newton and Stidham can start. Because he was a passing quarterback in college, and now they have these weapons around him that he can throw to. Give the kid a shot.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? You go 7-9 again? Okay, it's what you're gonna get with Cam Newton. Give the kid a start. Give him a break.
We got Patriots, we got Bruins, we got Celtics, and we got a lot of Red Sox coverage as well. There's a lot of names that I noticed from the past week.
Yeah? Is it Enrique?
No. You didn't even know who he was at the last week. So don't give me that. So, lot to cover here. We'll be back right after this. So, some Red Sox caught my eye last week. Even though that they lost a couple games, I really wanted to notice the pitching a lot last week, and man, there's a couple guys on this list that I have here that caught my eye, but then there's a couple of them on this list that I'm just like, here we go again. Here we go again.
Who we got? Who we got on this list?
Okay, so for pitchers that I liked from last week.
Just don't tell me Garrett Richards. Just don't tell me Garrett Richards is on this list.
He's on the list of that I did not like.
Okay.
He definitely needs to step it up, and I don't know what his deal is right now, but maybe it could have to do with his injury from a little while back. Maybe his whatever's bothering him, but I don't know what the deal is with him.
I would say that $10 million for this guy seems way too much. I think I went to high school with probably about 5 or 6 pitchers that probably could pitch better than he could in the professionals right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just this. It's awful. It's atrocious. I mean, it's to pay $10 million for him to be what? He's your second or third pitcher right now in your rotation without Sale. It blows my mind.
You want to check out the schedule from last week?
Yes, sir.
Because I forget what off the top of my head. I forget what game he pitched, but I think he gave up like 4 runs in a game last week, something like that. And I think it was against, what was it? Was it this one here against? No, that was Evaldi. That was another name where I'm like, oh my god, please Evaldi, we need you to be better than you did last year.
Okay.
You just need him back to what he was in 2018. We need a lot of things happening. Pavita, that's another guy on my list that I really didn't like. A lot of people, I've been seeing a lot on Twitter that they want him as a starting pitcher. I'm sorry, but I do not want this guy in my starting rotation.
Huh.
Absolutely not.
All right, so.
Oh, you did not find it there. I thought you found it there for a second.
Here's Richards. Let's see. Right now, he is 1-1 in postseason play, and he has a 6.75 ERA.
Oh man.
But I mean, this game against the Rays, he pitched pretty good. 4 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts.
Yep.
And now Pivetta. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Pivetta.
Here's what I've been saying. I've been saying all along that their pitcher. Oh, you got it right here.
Pivetta is having a 3 ERA right now.
Okay, that's not terrible, but he had that game not too long ago where he gave up 4 runs, and I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But here's the guy that I saw, and I was just like, this kid can be arguably the next Chris Sale, but the righty version of Chris Sale.
Yeah?
Tanner Hohawk.
Really?
Really, yeah.
You're high on Tanner Hohawk?
I am very high on this guy right here. He's got like a 96, 97 mile an hour fastball. He's got a lot of curve on his slider like Chris Sale does. His delivery's kind of the same like Chris Sale, but except he throws right-handed.
Does he still have the sweeping sidearm motion like Sale does?
Kind of does. So you could maybe say a little Tommy John surgery in the future there as well, but
just sign him up now. Just sign him up and get it over with.
But I like this guy. I guarantee you, if you saw his stats right now in
alrighty,
whatever,
I'll look it up. Try and find his.
And he
stats.
won a game last year against the Atlanta Braves that it blew me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew me away last year.
Huh.
And
hold on, I gotta give me some technical difficulties while I find these stats on Tanner Hohawk.
Sounds good. Yeah, this guy reminds me a lot like Chris Sale, and he's still young too, so he could definitely develop a faster fastball than 96 95, 96.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about the legs. Let's see. Hohawk is having an ERA right now of 7.36
in spring training.
In spring training, 2.45 WHIP. He has pitched 3.2 innings.
So he hasn't pitched that much, but there was a game. But still, I still like this guy.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I've seen this spring, if you can check this was this last year. Last year's stats. Yes.
Last year he was 3-0 with a 0.53 ERA and an 8.8 WHIP.
With 21 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And one of those games was against the Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
That's eye-opening for me.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta Braves had some big sluggers on their team too, and he held them scoreless for the most part.
The offense for the Red Sox this year, I mean, there's really not much I can say because they've been playing good.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen some plays where J.D. Martinez just seems like he's not into it. I know it's spring training and everything, but the man seems to be swinging at junk for the most part. And I don't know if it's spring training, he's just looking to swing at anything to get out of the game so he can go back to the clubhouse and knock back a few cold brews with the boys.
I don't know, man.
But this is where you should be training to look for pitches and look at what kind of pitches are being delivered. Like curveballs, sliders, try tracking the ball. And if he's trying to track the ball and the ball is going into the dirt,
should not be swinging at it. Treat it like it's a regular season game.
Yes.
That's the moral of the story for spring training, really, is to get you ready for the regular season.
Absolutely.
What else you got on that?
I don't know. I'm so very skeptical to see what they're going to look like. You know, your rotation going into the start of the season without Sale right now is Rodriguez, Evaldi, Richards, Hohawk, and then Pivetta, I guess. I mean,
I hope Pivetta comes out good, and I hope Garrett Richards comes out.
I just wonder if they get stuck in trouble, who's your relief? Like, there's not a whole lot of depth in that bullpen that I trust. You know, Ottavino looks like he's going back to a former self that he looks like very
serviceable. That kid from Japan.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I saw his splitter tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my God! He literally looks like Koji Uehara.
So that's another one that you can look at, but I mean, some of these pitchers.
Martin Perez too. That's another starting pitcher. Did you mention him or?
No, I said Pivetta, not Perez. So
okay.
One or the other. The other one will probably be down on the triple A roster, but you have, for the most part, it's gonna be Whitlock, Barnes, Brewer, Taylor, Valdez, Ottavino.
Oh, dumpster fire.
And
for the most part.
Sawamura.
That's the guy. That's the guy right there.
Sawamura also has a 13.5 ERA coming out of your bullpen.
He probably
that's giving up 3 runs for every 2 innings pitched.
So I'm not really looking at that right now, the ERA, because he's only pitched 2 games, and it was probably 1 inning per game.
Yeah.
So he probably had just 1 bad game. And then the other game, but today he looked phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, I know this isn't Boston or sports related, but did you see Jordan Hicks, the 22 pitch at bat that he had?
I did see that. That was insanity.
He had 10 pitches in that one at bat that recorded higher than 99 miles an hour. That was more than 10 teams had all of last year.
Wow. Woo!
Yeah, that's a flamethrower.
Yeah,
that's someone that I would love for the Red Sox to go get.
They need someone like that.
A flamethrower out of the bullpen
who can just throw strikes constantly.
Throw strikes, and he has.
Matt Barnes is supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be that guy, but he's never turned out to be that guy.
I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe with the keys to the bullpen being given to Barnes, maybe he'll step up. I mean, I guess he's your closer.
Yeah.
Technically, so
right now, yeah.
Maybe, you know what? I like to see what he does. I like to see what he can do. And when it comes to the season, maybe you can step up and fill that spot.
Bobby Dahlbeck, I love that kid.
Yeah.
And I love Bobby Dahlbeck. And Chavis, too. He had a couple of monster home runs this week, too.
So where are you fitting them?
Oh, my God. It's going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
You have 9 bats that you can have.
Yeah.
And, let's see, 4 of them seem to really be the only ones locked in.
Yep.
And the four of them are Bogarts, Devers,
Yep.
Vasquez behind the dish, JD Martinez, and Verdugo. Sorry, you have five. You have five that are really there. Verdugo and Martinez. So you really realistically have five. So you have 4 spots to fill. 2 in the outfield, 2 in the infield. So
Oh man.
out of that 4, you have Kike, Chavis.
And Kike's playing good too right
Exactly.
now.
So you have Kike, Chavis,
Luckily with Kike though, you can
Renfroe.
kind of move him around. I mean,
really?
but
I've only seen him really play second base. But where are you gonna move him? Shortstop. You have Xander third base. You got. I don't think he plays the outfield.
I have no. I thought he did, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. But
you have Chavis. You have Dahlbach. You have Renfroe. Duran. There's just too many names. Marwin Gonzalez.
oh my, yeah, how's Marwin been this year?
2.73 ERA. He's got 7 RBIs and 2 homers.
Oh, so he's been looking pretty decent too.
He
Oh
has.
my God.
He has. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to see.
And Adarus too, the second baseman for the Red Sox. Adarus, if you go up a little bit.
Yep.
He's got what does he have? He's batting 346 right now. So
346.
And he's got a home run too with 6 RBIs.
Yeah.
How the hell are you gonna have him off the team as well?
I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to see who makes the cut. I think it's 26 men, right?
26, yes.
Okay. And then some new rules are going on in the minor leagues. I know we talked about this a little bit off air, but just gonna give you guys a little update. AAA is doing bigger bases. I also heard, because we talked about this, the bigger bases is supposed to help with people running out ground balls, as well as hopefully helping people steal. But I also heard that might also be used to help with collisions.
Yep.
Give bigger base so the defenders can move a little more and the runners have a little bit more room to step on the bag.
Yep.
So there won't be so many collisions.
So there won't be any more Chase Utley taking out whoever that guy was from the Mets anymore.
Yep. Or did you see remember the Pete Alonso one?
Yep, I remember that one
Yep.
too.
So there's that.
Or Dustin Pedroia getting his career ended.
Yep. So then there's that. Minor leagues was the balk, about only a couple.
Yes.
You only get 2 pickoffs moves per at bat, and at the third one, if it's successful, it counts. If not, it is a balk.
We will be talking about rule changes at some point.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. But some big ones to just point out there. So I just want to cover that because I'm looking forward to seeing those. See how they look.
I can't wait either. So next up, we are going to talk about the Celtics. And my God, they had to lose to Kyrie Irving last week. And Kyrie Irving just absolutely flamed them last week.
Gave it to him.
Oh my goodness. I hate to talk about that, but we got to talk about that.
We do.
Oh man, the Celtics, what? Ugh. It makes me sick. It really does make me sick, especially seeing a former player like Kyrie and how he has such a bad tone and his narrative here is like diminished in Boston. To see him like dap up his old players, it's just like, why? Why do I have to see that? And why do I have to see him in a different uniform flame us by scoring 40 points with a super team? Like now they have Blake Griffin as well.
It's so funny because it wasn't even just like the former Celtics either. It was Tristan Thompson was the first one that he hugged. The former Cavs players together. And then I'm pretty sure he hugged Kemba Walker too for just as long. Like he didn't even play with Kemba Walker. Like what's he doing?
Man.
Like he's like hugging him like, hey man, thanks for taking over for me. You know, I really appreciate it because you know I suck there, but you're sucking just as bad as I am. You're making them wish I was back there. You're making me look good.
Yeah, especially Kemba Walker to Kyrie. He's like, oh man, imagine Boston fans thinking, oh, I wish I had Kyrie Irving back because this guy right here is just so consistent. And I just kept bringing 20 points a night to you guys all the time. And it's just like, oh my God. It was so annoying the other night.
It was you know what? Like, the Nets, you know, for as long as they've been a joke in this league, it's good to see them finally winning something. But it just...
Not for me.
It just... I don't know.
Not for me.
It's good to see...
I don't like this guy right here.
I like seeing bad teams become good. just because they finally.
I get that.
But they finally did what no other team is willing to do, and they willing to suck and pay. They sucked for a while, and they finally paid everybody. That's what you have to do in the NBA is just pay people. And it seems like the Celtics don't want to pay anybody.
No.
They want to keep the band together. They don't want to bring in anybody. The only person they really paid for is Kemba Walker, and Kemba sucks.
He
sucks.
Like, oh my god. Like, watching him play against Kyrie the other night, I was just like, can we trade back, please? I just want one of those former players back right now. What did Kemba do in that Brooklyn Nets game? Because I feel like he did absolutely nothing.
Not a lot. I mean, Jason Tatum still dropped 31 points for you. Kemba Walker, 11 points. Hold on. He was also -7 on the court.
Oh, no.
1 for 7 from 3.
Oh.
5 for 12 shooting on the night. In 34 minutes, he dropped only 11 points.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It's disgusting to see that Marcus Smart is your second highest scorer at 19 points.
I'm glad Marcus Smart's back, though.
Me too.
Because
he brings a grit factor to the game.
Exactly, and they need somebody to just yell at their faces right now and say, you need to step it up and get your act together. Because they just don't have it.
Because you suck. And there's nobody in that organization who's willing to go up to Tatum or Brown and say, you suck and you blow.
We need more people like that.
Yes, exactly. We need more dogs that are gonna, give it to the players and are willing to hold them accountable and not just be like, yeah, no, you're doing really great. You're shooting 1 for 8, but keep shooting, man. It's gonna come.
Oh my god, that sounds like what Kyrie Irving said when he was asked about going 6 for 25. He's like, yeah, who cares? And now he's dropping 40 against you. And what did he shoot last game? What did he shoot? Because he was ridiculous.
Kyrie, 5 for 8 from 3.
Oh, my God.
15 for 23 on the night. 40 points. And the worst part about it, he was only +1.
Oh.
The problem is that their bench was what killed you. Their bench. Landry Shamet, +21 on the court. Claxton, +10. Jeff Green, giving it back to you after letting him go.
Another guy.
+18. +18 for Jeff Green.
Landry Shamet, 18 points. Jeff Green, 11 points. Kyrie Irving, 40 points. James Harden, 22.
And the problem is that this is... James Harden looked like his fat self from when he played in the Rockets before he got traded. He looked like he was still in the strip clubs in Atlanta.
Oh, my
God.
James Harden's overrated
and KD,
a little bit.
Kevin Durant didn't even play. So you lost to 1.5 stars in Brooklyn. And that's without Blake Griffin. And who else? God only knows who else they're going to pick up in the buyout market. Boogie Cousins, Andre Drummond. The list could go on that they could pick up in the buyout market. But, oh my God, the Celtics need to do something.
It's just sad how Brooklyn is better than you right now. You absolutely pantsed them in a deal when you traded Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and all that. I did not like the deal just simply because of the fact that I wanted Paul Pierce to retire solely with the Celtics and no other organization. That's the only reason why I did not like that deal. I mean,
I always say when a star is getting old and it's starting to burn out, and you know you don't have that much left, the only way to stay good and competitive is to trade them away when they're about to burn out and get something great in return. And
I respect the fact that you think that, but for me,
I know. It's great to see these people who you grew up in that are great for the organization.
He did so much for the organization. For me, he was like a reason why I started watching Boston Celtics basketball. So to see him get traded, I was just down. And at that point, I was like, you know what? When you guys get your shit together, I'll be back. I'm gonna be rooting for LeBron. That was my mind for a little while.
Yeah, it took a while for them to rebuild it, but they finally built it up, and now it just seems like they're complacent when they know that they're not done. Like, you haven't won a championship, so the rebuild hasn't finished yet. Yeah. The only time a rebuild finishes is when you win a championship.
Yep.
And you haven't. You haven't even sniffed at a championship. The closest you got was 2017. 2018? What was it? Jason Tatum's rookie year?
2018, yeah.
That's the closest you got when you got to Game 7 against LeBron?
Because let's face it, the year before that with the Isaiah Thomas, I mean, Isaiah Thomas was great. Don't get us wrong, Isaiah Thomas was great, but there was just nothing there to compete with that Cavaliers team.
No. And even if you did, you would never have beaten that Golden State team.
No,
never.
Absolutely not.
Their shooting was just crazy.
And then last year too, they were close. I mean, but they kind of choked it away.
Yeah, you had that was your
that was your
series
year.
to lose. Yeah,
that was your year.
And you couldn't do it. So I mean, the Celtics team, I think they're dead in the water.
I just want to see them in the finals. I don't care if they lose the finals. I just want them in there to be like, okay, this team is going for it all. They're gonna compete, and that's that. They haven't even got there yet. What are we doing?
I would like to just see them make the second round right now. That's how little faith I have in them.
Damn, that's rough.
To make the second round would be a great spot for them right now, in my opinion. Like that Rockets game. Let's go to that Rockets game because
can they play like that every night, please? I mean, I know the Rockets are not good, but
that was probably the worst team I've ever seen play in my life, and I mean, even still, you didn't even have the best scorer on the court. I mean, jeez, and it was like they only had 8 players that they could play.
Yeah, it was 9 players.
Yeah, 9 players they could play, right? If they had a full roster with actual talent, you're screwed. You're not winning that game.
Oh my God. What was the stats like for the Celtics this game?
Kemba Walker, 16 points.
Plus 14 on the court, though, so I mean, that's pretty good.
I'll give that to him. He had 5 assists. Jason Tatum had 6 assists, so they're passing the ball. Let's see, Tatum, 3 for 5 from 3, 9 for 17 all day. Jaylen Brown, 9 for 14, 2 for 3 from 3.
That was the definition. This is what I was trying to get at last week. They need more ball movement.
Yeah.
A lot more ball movement. And there was a lot of ball movement in this game. And this is why you blew them out by almost, 30 points?
Yeah.
So, I just want to see that a lot more. I just want to see team basketball a lot more. Tatum and Brown, though, impressed me in the All-Star game, too.
Yeah.
They had 22 points or whatever. It was kind of fun to see them go at it with each other.
It really was.
But I just want to make this clear. That would be the only time I want to see that happen.
Yes, very true.
Only
in the All-Star game. I never want to see either of them leave. I think that they're really good corner pieces, and I think that they established themselves really well. And I hope that they made enough connections in All-Star weekend that they can talk to Danny and say, get us one of these players or we're gone.
I really think Jason Tatum did that for Bradley Beal, and honestly, if that opens up a door for a Bradley Beal trade,
well, Bradley Beal and him go back to St. Louis, right? Because they're both from that.
They go,
area.
yeah, yep.
So I mean,
and they were just talking on and on, how great it was to finally be on the same team. They've always wanted to do that, and they got the chance to do that in the All-Star game. If that's not a sign for something maybe in the future, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that would be the perfect piece. That would be the last piece missing, is another consistent shooter who is a better consistent shooter than anything you have.
And he works the ball around too. It's not like he's scoring 40 points but chucking up 30 shots either. He's passing the ball around too.
Yeah, I mean, he only takes good shots. I mean, realistically, when the shot clock's winding down, he'll shoot a bad shot to make sure he doesn't get a shot clock. But for the most part, it is really good shots. It is hard to find any shot that he takes that you're just like, wow, that is a bad look. I don't know. I think that, him in for Kemba Walker right now, I wouldn't be mad.
No.
I think that'd be a great team.
I would run. So if that deal happened where it was straight up Kemba and picks and maybe another young player for Bradley Beal, I would be running Beal at the point guard because he's 6'3". I'd be running Jaylen Brown at the 2, Tatum at 3. You'd probably have Thompson at the 4, and then Tice at the 5. But you could still maybe work something out for a deal there too, because you wouldn't have to trade your trade exception either if you're adding Kemba Walker to that deal.
I would. This is what I would do if I got Bradley Beal. For Kemba Walker picks and Langford or Naismith, whoever you want to pick out of those two, I would do my starting lineup would be Pritchard, Beal, Brown, Tatum, Williams.
Yeah,
Rob Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would run. I would, I think Pritchard might help out distribute the ball a little bit better. And I mean, at least in the final 6 minutes, that's what I would run for right now.
And
or maybe Ojale in and put Beal at the 1. But I don't know. It seems like they gotta do something. They have to move somebody.
Realistically, though, if we are talking realistic, I think it's time to trade Daniel Tice, right?
Yep.
And it's time to have Robert Williams III be in that starting lineup. I think it's time.
It's hard to deny that when Tice is only playing 6 minutes and starting. 6 minutes is a role bench player.
Right.
A platoon guy, not your starting center.
And in that Rockets game, Williams had played 19 minutes with 16 points and 13 assists.
Did he have a double-double?
He had a double-double, yes.
No, he had a triple-double.
Did he have a triple?
Oh, no.
That's defensive rebounds.
Yep, sorry, that was my bad.
He had a double-double, though. He was plus 17. Daniel Tice was a minus 6. I mean, I get the whole stretch the floor game nowadays where you want centers and big men to shoot, but Tice sucks and blows. He fouls too much when he's on the court. I mean, he doesn't shoot great either.
Daniel Tice was 1 assist less away from having the worst box score in modern history.
Unreal.
0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds. Like, he would have done nothing for you.
Unbelievable.
Nothing.
What did he do in that Brooklyn Nets game? Yeah, I want to check that out too, because I don't get why people are so high on Daniel Tice. I just don't see it.
Daniel Tice, 28 minutes, 7 for 10 from the floor, 1 for 3 from deep.
This is a rare night.
8 boards, 2 steals, 1 block, only 2 fouls, scored 17 points.
That's a rare night.
It is, but I mean, it's too inconsistent where the Celtics go, yeah, we like this guy, and then he plays terrible, and they go, we'll give him a game or two, and he plays terrible again, and they go, one more game, and then he plays great, and they're like, okay, awesome, we have our player, and then he plays bad again, and then bad again, and then plays great, and they just keep doing this cycle of, they just, they need to know when there's inconsistency in playing and just move on and just call it a day. And
that's my face right there. That's my face with Daniel Tice, watching him all the time right there. It's just like, what are you doing? Move around and stop complaining. Stop complaining. Your name's Daniel Tice. You're not Joel Embiid. You're not going to get every single call in the book either.
Very true.
Bruins next?
Yes, Bruins.
All right.
After this terrible loss.
Yeah, they just lost to Pittsburgh.
Penguins.
Pittsburgh, yes. We will be covering them. I'm going to go take a whiz.
I'm going to have a snack.
And we'll be right back. So after we gave the Bruins credit last week, we gave them a credit on a decent week. We even gave them the benefit of doubt dealing with the hack job of the Washington Capitals. Man, they sucked and blowed this week. I mean, they were terrible this week. And I thought after the 2 losses to the Devils and the Islanders, after that win against the Rangers, I thought they were back. But this week, oh boy, there's no inconsistency. And now you just fell into 4th place in the East Division.
You're only 3 points up from the Flyers.
Oh man,
the Flyers.
I might have to eat a Bean Boozled for saying that they might be the best team in hockey. Oh my God,
they are the most mediocre team in hockey.
Right now they are, and so you guys got to do something. Don Sweeney, whoever's running the offense, Cam Neely, somebody has to be like
the ghost of Peter Chiarelli.
Please do something. And you know what? I'm going to start with the Devils and the Islanders game. And I feel bad for the goaltending for those 2 games because you had every opportunity to win those games. You had every opportunity to win, and the offense was just not there. It just wasn't there.
No. When you, as a goalie, right, the goal is to give up 0 goals, right?
Yep.
But if you give up 1 or 2 in hockey, you should be having a very good night where at least you're squeaking out 1 point for your team. But you only gave up 1 goal against the Devils. and you lost. As
You
a
lost.
goalie, that sucks. That sucks. And Islanders, 2 goals given up. You lost. Like, there's just no help on offense. There's no help on defense for them. They're doing as much as they can. And then the Rangers and Penguins happened, and Halak is looking like Swiss cheese out there.
Ha! Oh my God.
I think my grandmother, my 86-year-old grandmother, might have a better chance at stopping a puck.
Damn, that's rough.
Than these boys. Shout out Grammy. You probably could do better than them. But I don't know what are the postseasons? Like, what's the format for the postseason right now for hockey?
So it's the top 4 teams in each division go to the playoffs.
And they go into like a bubble format.
I believe they go into. I have no idea if they're doing a bubble format, to be honest with you, but they could be doing. And I'm just seeing right now that the Philadelphia Flyers just beat the Rangers, so they just got 2 points on you tonight. Damn, Bruins, let's go already. What happened? What happened to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have Philadelphia, who's now only 1 point behind you. And then, I mean, hell, even the Rangers are 7 points behind you, but it seems like they're doing better than you are. Panarin just came back from that little stint that he had with the Russian government coming up with that story on him, and that's whatever. I feel bad for the kid, but you look like clueless. You have nothing going for you right now. And I feel bad for, Bruins fans, because it looks like for a while, you possibly could win the division, get a good high seed in the playoffs, play a bad team, and keep rolling from there. But now, you're at the bottom of your division. So if it's a round robin through the division, you're probably losing to start. You're not going to beat the Islanders. You haven't beat the Islanders once at home. At the Islanders. Like, you can't do anything against them.
So, what do you think that the Bruins need to do to turn this around? Do they...
Blow it all up.
Really?
Blow it all up and start tanking.
Wow.
I would keep everyone that's not named Bergeron, Marchand, and Pastrnak.
Damn.
And McAvoy on this roster.
Damn.
Anybody else is completely expendable, in my opinion.
Woo!
Picks, players, I don't care. You needed something else. DeBrusk can go. Krejci got to go. Rask, Halak, get him out of here. Anybody. Like, oh my God, it is just horrendous to watch anybody on the front line for the Bruins is just not doing their job. Maybe Coyle. Coyle seems like he's pretty good.
Yep.
But God, everybody else sucks.
Somebody needs to stand up in the clubhouse and say, "All right, we got to be better than this, guys. It's clear we're obviously better than this because we were first in the division at one point. But these last 2 games, actually, I'll say the last 3. The first game against the Rangers, they went 4-0. They absolutely dominated them. We're back, whee, and then we're just like, it's 4-0. They lose to the Rangers at home on a matinee Sunday, and then they just lost a matinee Saturday, whatever day it was, and then we lose 4-1 to Pittsburgh, who we have to beat right now because they're ahead of us in the standings somehow. And now, oh my God, you have to win. You have to win coming up to the Penguins as well.
Yeah, and like I said, actually, sorry, the Rangers now, because they lost in overtime, are only 6 points. You're only ahead of them by 6 points.
And you're only ahead of Philadelphia by 1.
You're not going to you're going to be very lucky to make the playoffs. Very lucky, unless there's something that crazy that happens where Pittsburgh falls apart or the Rangers and Philadelphia fall apart. You're not winning.
Oh my goodness.
You're not doing anything. Like I said, this is a time to you need to really look at this roster and really find who you want in the next 4 years on this team.
I think the power play definitely needs to step up for the Bruins because I don't know what they've been like recently, but as far as I'm concerned, they haven't had a power play goal in a long time, I don't think.
No, last I saw they were 25%, but even that's not that great.
No, it's not. And then they get penalties called on them at literally the worst times too.
I'm just sick of the Bruins right now.
Yeah, we don't even have that much to say about them. Like this has been pathetic. Somebody's got to step up in that clubhouse and be like, let's go. So
Yeah.
they need some motivation right now, and I feel like they shouldn't have to have that because of how talented that roster is.
Yeah, I think people are really undervaluing the loss of Chara and Krug in this past offseason and not filling that hole.
Yeah,
Like, I would be okay with losing both of them if you got Pietrangelo.
yeah,
He was the best defender
Absolutely.
on the market. I would be okay if that's what the trade off was. You also offensively you just needed one more piece, and you thought DeBrusque would be that guy. DeBrusque ain't that guy. DeBrusque sucks.
yeah. I think it's time to trade DeBrusque too. I mean, he had a good year last year, and he's so young too. I mean, that's kind of hard to tell, but like, if you want to do something this year, you got to shake something up. You just have to shake something up.
Yeah, hey, I think the run to the cup is over. I'm calling it now. Make it this a hot.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, I say give it a hot take. They won't make the playoffs. That is my hot take. They will miss the playoffs.
So if they do make the playoffs, you're gonna have to play the Islanders. You're gonna have to play the Hacketals. You're gonna have to play Pittsburgh. You're gonna have to play, I would think, the Lightning.
Yeah, the Lightning are red hot right now.
You're gonna have to face, because I think this year for the bracket is gonna be like college. I think that's how it's gonna work because in some divisions you have Western Conference teams mixed with Eastern Conference teams.
So right now you have the Panthers, the Hurricanes, and then the Lightning, and then the Blackhawks, who all have more points than you in the Central Division, and that's if you're playing the Central. If you're playing the Canadian Division, or
which
the North,
I don't think they will.
is the Maple Leafs, the Jets, the Oilers, and the Canadians are only behind you by 1 point.
Yep.
The West, Vegas, Wild, Avalanche, and the Blues.
So
And mind you, the Wild have gotten really hot lately too.
So you are right now the bottom of the pack. You are a bottom seed.
You are the 15th out of 16.
That's ridiculous.
We're only the Canadians as being better than you. And mind you, they fired their coach this year, and they're
Yeah.
still knocking on the door.
Yep.
Like,
Oh my god. That sucks. That really sucks. Get it together. I mean, I don't even know how many games are left for the Bruins. How many games are left for the Bruins?
the Bruins have played 26, and what are they playing? Are they playing 58 this year? Because they're playing each team
I think
7
so.
times.
Yes. Is it 56? I
Oh,
think.
each team 8 times. So yeah, 56. So they have 30 games left to shake it up.
All right, let's see it. I want to see more effort.
Yep, they got
We're-
two. They got 2 more games to get. So 10. All right. So to be fair, they do have 2 games less played than the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Capitals, and the Islanders.
And I'm gonna be fair to them too, right?
Yep.
Their division is tough a little bit. They do have a tough division.
I
have
mean,
the Islanders.
I think the Central Division is a lot tougher with the Panthers, the Hurricanes, and the Lightning.
Really?
I think that is a lot tougher division.
I mean, you could argue that you have the Stanley Cup champions, you have the Hurricanes. I mean, the Panthers didn't make the playoffs last year.
No,
I
I'm
don't think.
surprised with the Panthers, but
The
even
Blackhawks
still.
didn't make it. The Blue Jackets, they made it to the playoffs, but they were first round exit. Stars
Yeah.
made it to the finals, but your your higher end teams like Pittsburgh, Capitals, even the Islanders, and even the Flyers, they're in your division. I mean, and then the Rangers too. I mean, they're young, they're upcoming too. I mean, you do have a tough division on your hands.
yeah, I just thought they would be a lot better in this division.
I thought they'd be a lot better too.
But it is just awful, and I'm just done talking about them until they do something else.
Yeah,
And I think we have to touch on it next week and see what happens. 'Cause,
absolutely.
For right now, I'm writing them off.
Trade
off.
deadline's coming soon, so that will be next week's talk. We will talk about trade deadline next week on the Bruins.
Yep.
But we have a lot of Patriots news to cover.
Finally.
And
something
honestly,
good.
for the most part, I'm giving Bill Belichick credit because I've been Brady trained the whole time.
Yes, you have.
But Bill gets a little credit from me today.
Bill the
We'll be
GM.
right back after this. Oh, last week I was ripping on Bill. Last week I had no mercy for Bill Belichick. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, going into this podcast before all the news broke out, I was ready to do it again.
Yeah.
I was ready to do it again, but you know what?
I'm glad that we waited a day.
I'm glad we waited a day to do this.
Yes.
Because man, if we made that podcast before all this news brought out, we would have been so wrong.
Yeah.
Man, today is Monday, March 15th that we are recording this, and the Patriots, aka Bill Belichick, were active today. They went absolutely off today. And honestly, you could potentially be a playoff team this year. I can't believe I'm saying that, but you could be a playoff team going into this year.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
You think otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been okay signings.
Okay.
I think they've been decent signings.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's start it off today.
We'll start today.
Jonnu Smith, I'm giving an A.
Absolutely.
That is an A signing. I'm very glad that they finally got their tight end. He's young too. I'm excited to see what he can do as being the number one option.
He's like 6'3" at like 250 pounds, something like that. What I read today before into this podcast, and I was just like, man, they haven't had somebody young and upcoming for a long time. Like this guy is a bit. Honestly, if you don't watch football that often, but if you don't watch football that often, you won't know this name. But man, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot, and I think he could be a star in this league.
I think so too, and I think it will help Cam Newton a lot having a big body tight end to throw to that can actually catch the ball and make some plays. But then let's just keep going with the signings that they had. The next one was Davon Godchaux.
Yep.
Never heard of this guy before.
Nope.
Never. And he was on the Dolphins. Nothing. He never once have I ever heard his name before. And this man just got paid $8 million a year.
But he fills a need, though, at that defensive tackle.
I guess. They also re-signed Dietrich Wise, is what I heard as well. So
yeah, they did re-sign him, yes.
So I guess, maybe. I don't really know what his numbers are. Davon.
You want to look? If you want to look him up, go right ahead.
Let's just keep going and then we'll
okay, that's
back
fine.
to him.
Yeah, we'll go back. We'll go back to this.
Next up, Matthew Judon from the Ravens.
Big sign there.
I think 2019 had a great year. He had a kind of quiet 2020, but I still think that he is a very, very solid edge pass rushing threat.
Absolutely.
I think that teams are now going to have to scheme against him better than they used to, because before the Pats didn't have a whole lot of pass rush, really.
No, they didn't.
I think Chase Winovich was your best pass rusher.
Yeah, he was.
So it's good to help him out. Jalen Mills. So my theory on this Jalen Mills signing,
I think it's the same as me.
I think J.C. Jackson's gone.
I think so too. I agree with that as well.
Unfortunately, even though I think J.C. Jackson might be probably the best up-and-coming cornerback, besides maybe Xavier Howard, I think that Jalen Mills is going to come in and fill that role as a backup cornerback, slot guy.
Yep.
Who can also be a safety guy in coverage. I think that unless Jason McCourty comes back on a team-friendly deal, McCourty and Jackson are gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And I think Jalen Mills is also here to fill in if Devin McCourty retires.
Really?
I think having Mills and Chung in your defensive backfield, with Phillips being your down linebacking safety, I think that might be your defensive look.
So here's what I thought. I mean, I agree with you that I think J.C. Jackson's gone too. So now who do they have at cornerback? They have Jalen Mills, Jonathan Jones, Stephon Gilmore. Now, see, I thought Stephon Gilmore would be gone.
I think unless you move Stephon Gilmore, you're not getting both of them.
Yeah, you're not going to get both Stephon Gilmore and J.C. Jackson. No. Absolutely not.
J.C. Jackson is just costing you way too much.
You think J.C. Jackson...
I mean, Stephon Gilmore's costing you too much.
So I would love to see J.C. Jackson back and then Stephon Gilmore gone. That's what I would like to see.
Yep. So, and then let's see. They signed. We talked about Dietrich Wise, Nelson Aguilar.
Yep.
Wide receiver.
I'm kind of in the. I'm happy that they finally got weapons for their quarterback. However, there's still something in my mind that I'm just like, you couldn't do that for Tom Brady? Really? You couldn't give him the help you need? But I'm glad they finally are filling needs that they obviously had, and this guy fills a need. But I don't know, man. I wanted more than this.
I mean, Nelson Aguilar. I think he's better than what you have.
Absolutely, he's better than what you have.
But he's still like, if I'm giving you a report card on that, I'm giving you a C-. I think that is.
Yeah.
I think you're getting an average player at a little bit above average pay when there's a lot better that you could have done. Like Kenny Golladay out on the market, Juju Smith-Schuster still on the market. There's a lot bigger names. Corey Davis was still available when you got Aguilar. Corey Davis is now gone to the New York Jets.
Yep.
I think the Jets have
his career's over.
I think the Jets have a better wide receiving core than you do.
Oh man.
I think with right now they have Mims.
Yep.
Who had a breakout year. They have Corey Davis and they have Jamison Crowder. I think that is a better than what you have in N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, and now Nelson Aguilar. But I mean, they also sign Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, they did.
The former 49er wide receiver. So we'll see what those two can look like. I mean, Bourne has never really impressed me. I think his highest he ever had.
Yeah, I don't think he
was
does
600 yards in 1 year. I think the year that they went to the NFC title game and they went to the Super Bowl, he only had 300 receiving yards.
Yep.
So not a big name. I mean, we'll have to see what it looks like from there.
Here's my thing. I don't think the Patriots are done. I really don't think the Patriots are done with
it. But they only have $13 million.
So here's the deal. Okay, I was gonna get into that. I think they're not done because I think what Bill showed you today is that he hates losing. He hates losing, and he hates when people get on him about having an underachieving season. So what he's finally doing is that he's finally paying for that top-of-the-line player that he needs to fill his holes. And even though he has $13 million left to play with, I think he's still going to be moving some pieces around. You're laughing at me, but I still think he's not done. I think he's going to be moving something around, maybe restructure some contracts, and he's going to do something. I don't think he's done.
But, alright, so you lost Tooney today to the Chiefs.
That was a ridiculous contract, too. I'm sorry, but it was. He got, like, 5 years. 80
by 5, I think it was the contract.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, for a damn good offensive guard who's been an all-pro every year for the past 5 years, I think that's a very good thing to do to protect Mahomes.
Okay.
It is. You don't have David Andrews back yet either. And you need to pay for David Andrews. Because I don't know who else you have for center. I don't know if Ferentz is still on the roster. If he is, he's still nothing as good as David Andrews. Joe Tooney, I don't know who you're going to replace him with. If you're going to move, who was a rookie they just had last year? Who had that breakout year? Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. But right now, your offensive line is looking like Isaiah Wynn.
They got Trent Brown too. Don't forget.
Yeah, Isaiah Wynn and Trent Brown.
Yep.
And then you have Shaq Mason. Still missing your center, unless it's gonna be James Ferentz, I think is his name, or Andrew Ferentz. It's one or the other. That's your center.
Not Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew Ferentz is the Bruins. Sorry, throwback. But no. And then your other guard is no, not Luminor. I'm blanking on his name. He was a rookie from Michigan.
Right.
But that's your lineup, which I mean, it's not the best. Like you gave Cam Newton the weapons. Now you're giving nobody to protect him.
Ha, Cam! He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness! I told you. I absolutely told you. Week 1 starting quarterback Cameron Newton. Bill, and he paid him a little bit. I mean, not for guaranteed money, but for the season he had last year, to give him a 1-year, $14 million deal, wow. Wow. I can't believe it. Unbelievable.
I mean, the only thing I can hope for is that Maybe they trade him to Jacksonville for Gardner Minshew straight up.
I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Cam Newton has history with Urban Meyer going back to Florida before he got kicked off for selling the laptops.
No way. Not gonna happen. He's Bill's guy. He is Bill Belichick's guy. And get used to him, guys. You're gonna see him for a while. I really don't want to see that, but yeah. I think it's gonna happen that way.
So, after seeing this in the offseason, what they've done, I think that they've only have one thing really left to do, and that is to draft a linebacker with the 15th overall pick.
Okay.
There's a couple of names that have stood out. Micah Parsons from Penn State, Zaven Collins from Tulsa, and there's one from Mizuno. I think his name is blank on his name, but those are the only three that really stood out to me as linebackers coming from college. They haven't paid for a linebacker yet, and I'm very disappointed in that. Just for the fact of you got killed last year in the run. You got gashed with your front seven.
Yep.
And you didn't do anything to improve.
So for the 15th overall pick, my want is different. I want them to. I want that one more explosive receiver. I want that one more explosive receiver to go with Edelman and now Aguilar. And I want Devontae Smith.
He's not going to be available. I guarantee you he won't be
available. I don't care. I want him to trade up. I want to see a three person in Edelman, Aguilar, and Smith, along with
Kendrick Bourne.
No.
N'Keal Harry.
No, I'm talking about the tight end.
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, yes.
Okay.
With Cam Newton, and then let's see what Cam Newton's got. Let's see what he has after that, and we can worry about the linebacker in the second and the third round, because we moved up also in the what was it, third, fourth, and fifth, or
fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Yeah, we moved up 11 picks.
Yeah, so Devontae Smith won't be available, and I wouldn't pick Devontae Smith first over. I would be surprised if Devontae Smith is the first overall wide receiver gone in the draft.
You really?
I think he had a great year.
He was unbelievable.
I think that
I love that kid.
Think having him go fourth wide receiver off the board is a good spot for him.
Yep.
I think Jamar Chase from LSU, way better. I think Jalen Waddle, his teammate from Alabama, who got hurt. I think Jalen Waddle is a better prospect, and I think that Jalen Waddle would have had a better year than Devontae Smith. And Devontae Smith only had the great year because Waddle was hurt and couldn't play. There's just a lot of names out there. There's another LSU receiver. I think his name is Loomy from Florida, who'll be there 15. He's a very fast return specialist. The guy from Florida. He does it all. He does those little like jet sweeps you do, the little shovel pass that they do.
Yep.
He can also return. I would like to see him come in. He's a lot faster and a lot more explosive. I don't think Devontae Smith is going to translate that well into the NFL. I think he's too small of a frame.
I just want to see one more receiver. I don't care if it's in free agency or in the draft. I just want to see one more solid receiver because I do not want to see N'Keal Harry out there anymore. I don't want to see him out there anymore. I don't want to see. I mean, Jacoby Myers was good last year, but I don't want to see him either. I want to see.
What with Damiere Byrd? Damiere Byrd? He's a good receiver.
Oh yeah, he's
resign?
Phenomenal. He's fantastic.
Hey, it's okay. Do you know who your third down running back is right now?
Who is it?
Brandon Bolden.
Oh my God.
Because you didn't re-sign any wide receiver. You haven't got another receiver.
So James White's a free agent too.
James White and Rex Burkhead. So your only running backs on roster is Damian Harris, who's going to be your cowbell back.
Bill, you still got a lot to do. I mean, you still have a lot.
Yeah.
You've done good so far. We're giving you the props, but you still have a lot of work to do, man.
He's giving you the props. You got nothing from me. You got your report card is still a C.
I give him a B- so far.
C. You have a lot of holes that you still have not.
He still has a lot of holes. Yes, he does. But he's done stuff so far to fill those holes. You are not giving him anything. You are so tough on him.
I am very critical because I want to go back. I don't like losing. Seeing the Patriots not winning, even as a non-Patriots fan, seeing them not win felt weird.
Yeah.
That felt like a true 2020 year.
Yeah.
Like
You were happy. The Browns were in it. They beat the Steelers in the first round.
They should have beat the Chiefs, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, I think they need to do something else. So
that's why I think they're not done. I think they're not done.
Maybe they're not, but
we're gonna wrap it up with your guys' thoughts after this. So we covered a lot. There was a lot of news to cover. There was a lot of Boston sports in the news this week. And we had some people reach out to us for this week. I can't believe we've actually had people reach out to us. Like, that's awesome. After our first podcast, to get into this, it's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. We appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate the early love and support from you guys, and it's been amazing so far.
Yes.
And we're going to hop right into you guys' questions and thoughts. We're going to start off with Kyle Carraher. His subject was on the Celtics, and he asked us, which big man would you rather have the Celtics target? Boogie Cousins or Andre Drummond? Ooh, that's a good question to start off.
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I think Andre Drummond. I'm going to go
I'm going to have to go Andre Drummond too, man. The reason why I say Drummond is just simply because he's not injury prone. And I know DeMarcus Cousins brings like the stretch big style or whatever, but I feel like DeMarcus Cousins' attitude is not what you want. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has that dog mentality that you need. He is that guy. But I just think he's too injury prone right now for you to have on this team.
I also, yes, Andre Drummond does bring you the stretch five, but I'm sick of seeing the goddamn stretch five.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired with give me Andre Drummond. Give me a true center who's a double-double, will get you 20 points and 20 boards and the 20 hard-earned points where he just puts up put-back shots or will put in little layups or will dunk the damn ball, do something. Give me Drummond over Cousins.
I want the consistency.
Yes.
And the consistency is more with Drummond right now than it is with Cousins. If we were talking maybe 2 years ago, oh yeah, give me Cousins every day, all day long. But now, I have to go Drummond. And I don't know how...
And he's younger. He is younger. You could sign him to something longer, too. I mean, you could pick him up for the rest of the year and then re-sign him in the offseason. I think he'd be a great addition to this team, and I think he's exactly what you need.
Yep.
He also... All right, so Kyle also said, and do we like Kemba long term?
He also adds in... Hold on. He also adds in here because he stinks like my rat. That's
right.
Awesome.
You're right.
That's fantastic.
Kemba does stink like your rat. It is awful. God, Kemba Walker. Gotta go.
I think he's got to go too. I really do. It's just the inconsistency is just not there to have him on your roster.
And that knee is not good.
And honestly, this could be the reason why Danny Ainge traded Isaiah Thomas, because he felt like something was wrong with Isaiah Thomas and his injury. But because this time, right, he got so much heat for it, right?
Yep. He
decided to roll with it and take the risk. And now you have to deal with too much of inconsistency.
It's just so funny, the night and day comparisons between Kemba Walker and Isaiah Thomas, where Isaiah Thomas he was consistent, gave you everything he had on the line, and got hurt in the process, and you traded him away. And now Kemba Walker came in already with a history.
And he hasn't given you anything yet. Let me remind you.
No, he hasn't. It's just like, just trade him. Like, this offseason, if he doesn't...
No one's going to hate you, Danny Ainge, if you trade Kemba Walker. He hasn't done anything for us really yet.
No, if you chalk it up as this was a bad contract and we paid the wrong guy, so we're moving on and trying to find the next guy, then you will look like a better GM than just holding on to him and hoping that it works out.
Correct.
Holding on to a bad contract for your own ego is terrible.
Yep.
And now we're looking at that with Bill Belichick, with Cam Newton, but won't get into that. But
you still can't believe that I was right about that Cam Newton.
I mean, I can believe it, but God.
Unbelievable.
Oh, awful.
And we're gonna jump into our next person who wrote in. Shout out to my mom. She actually wrote in to this show. She said, "I will never forget all the amazing plays I got to witness from Superman at Fenway. Brought me to my feet several times. Had me holding my head saying, WT blank." I don't know if we can say that on YouTube.
No, we're trying to keep it
PG here.
Don't get demonetized.
A few times also. He will be missed. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, he will be missed. Oh my God! After the last podcast, I was thinking to myself, "Oh my God, there was one play that I missed that was fantastic from Jackie Bradley Jr. It was against the Twins. He had I remember it like yesterday. It was off the bat. I forget who it was off the bat from, but it was off the bat of a right-handed hitter. It was in left center field. And after the game, I saw like the probability of him catching it was like 0.1. 0.1 for him to catch it. He's in the warning track. He lunges out to make the catch, and he crashes into the wall. Like, he could have been severely hurt from that play. That's probably one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
That man put everything on the line, and it was just... he was fantastic. As a sports fan, as a baseball fan, some of the things that he did was just unbelievable. It was awesome. I think there was one where he had a Yankee Stadium where he, like, ran up on top of the wall and... He, like, robbed the home run.
I remember that.
He just hung there for a couple, like, minutes.
I remember that,
He just sat there for a couple seconds with, like robbing the home run. And it was just beautiful to watch.
And then 2 years ago, he robbed that, what could have been a walk-off home run from Trey Mancini. Mm-hmm. What a clutch catch that was, too. Yep. Oh, my God. Exactly what you said. What the blank.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, give the guy his when he earned it. He earned his dues, and I'm gonna pay my respects to the dues.
He will never be forgotten.
No,
in Boston, absolutely not.
Sorry, they're showing this graphic that the Pats just spent $235 million in 8 hours.
Oh my God!
I don't think I've ever seen Bill Belichick spend that much money.
No,
in an entire offseason before.
Absolutely not.
You know what? Good for him to finally get out of his old funny-duddy ways and finally do something with the money.
Yeah, exactly.
You trade everybody away and you have all these young players. This is why you have it. It's because you have the money and you finally spent it.
Yep.
So,
I want to get a hot take from him. Yep, I want a hot take from you.
Okay.
So Celtics... trade deadline's coming in about a week or so.
Yep. About a week. Yep.
What's up? That. What moves are you making? And what moves do you think Danny Ainge is going to make? Like,
what moves do I make?
Who?
So, I would love if they brought in Bradley Beal. I don't think Bradley Beal is that obtainable. I think Russell Westbrook might be a little bit easier to get.
Yep.
And I would like Brody. I think he's a little bit more consistent. I think he has that fighter mentality where he won't have you choke games. He will bring in that FU mentality in the locker room where he will tell everybody off and he will get you wins and he won't let you choke. I would like to see Westbrook. I don't like any shooter really. And wait for the buyout market. Wait for Drummond to be bought out.
Yep.
And go pick him up.
What if he goes to Brooklyn?
He probably won't though because there's a lot of bigs already there. So you wouldn't really
never
play.
know.
Because,
you never know.
Well, they have Andre Drummond. They have Blake Griffin who can play the 5.
I said last.
Andre Drummond. They have DeAndre Jordan, I should say. They have Kevin Durant who can play the 5. Steve Nash already likes him at the 5.
Oh yeah, okay.
Steve Nash just put him at the 5. So
that's just ridiculous.
I mean, I like to see them move on from Kemba Walker. I like to see them move on from Daniel Tice. Langford and Naismith can go.
Yep.
Carson Edwards can go. Do something. But realistically, what do I think they're going to do? Nothing.
Oh my God! Oh
Nothing.
no!
They're not gonna
That
make a
would
single
be
move.
brutal. Oh man.
That's what that's all I have to say is that they're not gonna make a move. They're not gonna do anything about it. They're just gonna sit there and let it happen.
So you're saying right now that the Celtics have zero chance of winning an NBA championship?
I think they had 0% when Brooklyn got James Harden.
Oh my goodness.
Now it just looks like it's like more than 100%.
Woo.
Yep, that is my hot take right there.
Make sure you clip that.
Yeah,
Danny Ainge is gonna do nothing at the trade deadline.
Hot take.
Okay.
Give me the starting outfield for the Boston Red Sox on opening day.
Starting outfield for the Red Sox.
Don't give me who's playing center, left, or right. Just what three are out there.
Verdugo.
That's easy. Okay, yeah, obviously.
Next
Next two.
It really have to depend who's starting for
No.
Baltimore. Okay, so
No.
Duran.
Okay, you're gonna go Duran.
Yes.
Bold.
And I'm gonna go with maybe Renfro.
Okay, I think Renfro would be on my list too.
That's the three starting outfielders right now.
Okay, I like it.
I mean, Duran's been having a solid year,
Yep.
solid spring. I think he's ready to go. Verdugo, that's an easy one, and Renfro has. I saw a home run from him the other day. He looks like he has a lot of power. I think that's my starting outfield.
Okay, I like it. All right.
But who knows though, with the way that Alex Cora is gonna be running this team.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Let's go Bruins.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's go Bruins. You don't even. You know what? I'm not gonna waste my breath on them in the wrap up. I already said what I had to say with them. If they're not doing anything better, I'm not talking about.
You know what's bad when over the last week I've been saying I just want Red Sox baseball back. The Celtics have been doing bad recently. The Bruins been doing bad. I just want my baseball.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're terrible.
That's absolutely insane. And what do you think the Bruins are going to be doing? Oh yeah, no, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for you guys next week.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. Go check out our website, beantowntakes.com, for articles and all that.
Link in the description below.
Yep. We should be having some stuff to write soon.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to definitely write about the
trade
Patriots
deadlines.
off-season so far, the trade deadlines coming.
Yep.
We might do a recap of the spring training when spring training ends.
Yes,
as
sir.
well. And also, if news breaks out on anything, we'll be writing about that as well.
Yes.
So, if you guys want to write into the podcast and be in our podcast next week, contact us.
Always open. Go to the website. There's a contact page. DM us on Instagram or Twitter. Either one. Always there. We have an email. You can email us. Always here. We want your takes.
And thank you guys for the support so far. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and all that, saying like you have a good thing going. Like, congrats on the website. Congrats on the blog page. Congrats on starting back YouTube.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of support, guys, and we're just trying to grow. We're just trying to become the best Boston sports page in New England. So
And we're trying to stay true to being a fan first, and always writing like we're fans and writing for fans.
Exactly.
Our goal here is not to bore you down with big words, and when we write, we just want it to write like as if we're talking to you and having fun. That's all it's about, is having fun, and we hope you guys are having fun.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for watching. It's been Jesse.
It's been Mike.
And we're gone. See you later.